So today we're going to be reacting to this insane video that I found online, and it's called "The Scary Truth About Portugal Euro 2024 Chances." And this is an interesting one for me, right? Because as a Portuguese guy, like, I look at this Portuguese national team and I see so much talent. I see so many great players, but I don't know if they can win it. And you're probably like, why? But it's simply because I see France and I see Mbappe, and Mbappe's now over in Madrid. He's happy. He's happy to be at Madrid. He's finally happy at a happy point in his career where he's not thinking about contracts and moving. And I just think to myself how good they are. And then I look at England and how strong they are with Harry Kane and all the awesome players they have, Jude Bellingham and stuff. And I just think to myself, they are amazing. But today we're going to be reacting to this video, and I want to see what people are saying about Portugal that are not Portuguese. So, well, I don't know if the homie that made this video is Portuguese, but we're going to find out. Also, if you want to watch this video for yourself, a link will be in the description down below. Let's go.
Portugal are once again one of the favourites to win
the
2024 European Championship tournament.
Okay.
Maybe just behind France, England and Germany.
Okay.
It is hardly a surprise. The Portuguese national football team boasts a formidable squad.
They're stacked.
For its talent, skill and tactical prowess on the field.
Okay.
With a blend of experienced legends, emerging stars, and the presence of one of the greatest footballers of all time,
Cristiano
Ronaldo,
CR7
Portugal have consistently showcased their strength in international competitions, making them a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. But can they win the Euros again?
Again, I love that.
In the international space started a few years ago. Although the Portuguese national football team has been represented in men's international football competitions since 1921, they weren't successful in the early days.
True.
Their first World Cup appearance was in 1966, and their first
Eusebio
championship was in 1984.
Wow.
Portugal have never won the World Cup. Their best go at the trophy was in the 1966 edition when they got third place.
Oh yeah, third, I forgot.
Portugal didn't win the Euros until their 8th appearance in 2016. And
let's go.
What a game it was.
True.
Nowadays, we all think of Portugal as a relatively successful side, but this is mainly down to the individual success of Ronaldo.
100% true.
Were not a highly rated international side until the 2010s, despite nurturing excellent players for the last 100 years, such as Eusebio and Figo. But the 2010s are usually referred to as the team's glory days. It was during this era that the team was led by one of the greatest footballers.
He put us on his back. Facts.
Ronaldo. Ronaldo led the team to winning the European Championships in 2016 and the UEFA Nations League in 2019.
Two trophies.
Then, Portugal's standing at the international level has increased. Now, currently, the Portuguese national team have one of the best international football squads, so it's no surprise that they're expected to go far at this year's Euros. In terms of squad depth, not many sides can match Portugal at this year's tournament.
That's kind of true.
Their roster of talented players includes Bernardo Silva, Ruben Dias,
Go.
Bruno Fernandes,
Beast. Monster.
Cancelo,
Insane.
Jota, João Paulinho. These experienced pros are exceptional, but they'll be joined in the ranks by hotly tipped younger players like Gonçalo Ramos, Rafael Leao, João Felix, Vitinha,
Vitinha's nasty. João nasty.
Was shown to the world during the
what a jersey.
European Championship qualifiers. Portugal's route to Euro 2024 was confirmed in October of 2023 after they demolished every team in Group J, leaving Slovakia, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Co trailing in their dust. Portugal won all 10 of their qualifying matches, becoming the 8th national side ever to qualify for a European Championship with a 100% record. And they were in great...
Let me just pause that real quick to say, over the last few years, we've made World Cups and Euros by playoffs. That's how it always works out. Like, I remember a few years back, we had to beat Sweden to make the competition, and Ronaldo had to put a hat-trick against Zlatan Ibrahimovic to get us into the competition, and he did. Every year, we go to playoffs and playoffs and playoffs. It's always through playoffs when we go to a major competition. Sometimes we go directly in, but mostly, or most of the time, we end up in playoffs. Even if we're in a group that we should easily win, we don't. So that's why I praise Roberto Martinez for getting us through the group stage so easily. Obviously, it was a group that Portugal should have won, but sometimes, or most of the time, when we should win it, we don't win it. So big ups to Roberto.
Great attacking form too, scoring a total of 36 goals, and their highest goal scorer was, of course, Ronaldo.
Big CR.
Actually made history when they thrashed Luxembourg 9-0. They also had the best defensive record in the qualifiers, kept a whopping 9 clean sheets and conceding just 2 goals.
Crazy. And the 2 goals came in the last game, or the game before the last.
Winning at big tournaments. Greece were a testament to this in 2004, and Portugal are currently in excellent defensive form. As stated by Man City player Mateus Nunes, we want to go into the Euros strong and always to try to keep a clean sheet.
True.
It's easier to win when you don't concede goals. That's what we're going to try to improve, to keep scoring a lot and not conceding. This is the tactic of Roberto Martinez's team. Now, Martinez took charge in January of 2023, having previously enjoyed spells at the Belgium national side, as well as English clubs Swansea City, Wigan Athletic and Everton. The Spaniard has had a near faultless start to his time at the helm of Portugal, as his team won all 10 of their matches during qualification. Although he lost his first match in March against Slovenia, overall he's filled the country with quiet confidence for this year. Martinez generally favours a possession-based style of play. He credits Johan Cruyff with being the strongest influence on him in terms of his playing philosophy.
Love that. Love Cruyff's play style.
3 at the back, using his favoured 3-4-2-1 with Cristiano Ronaldo up top. In this shape, Martinez tends to have a cautious, even defensive mentality, with patient playmaking in search of the best possible shooting position. Martinez has a lot of great players to choose from.
True.
Portugal have 3 excellent goalkeeper choices.
And we left good players back in Portugal too.
At a high level and has age on his side, while Jose Sá and Rui Patricio are the more experienced heads, which may be preferred. But regardless, there are 3 great keepers here that are a blessing to be able to choose from. Portugal's defence is actually underrated, apart from, of course, Ruben Dias, the leader at the back, who's playing for
Antonio Inácio,
and is a key part of Man City's ethos and mentality that is required to win championships. He will be an integral part of the squad. Alongside him, Martinez has a tough call. He can either go for the very old Pepe or
I think he just got injured.
the very young centre-backs, Inácio.
Yeah, they're the boys.
Perhaps somewhere in between with Totti Gomez at Wolves. The manager will have to choose experience or youth to partner Dias, or
It's got to be Inácio and Antonio Silva, bro.
3 at the back.
If we do 3 at the back.
Portugal are gifted. Diogo Dalot will likely start on the right of a back 5 or a back 4, and João Cancelo has been played on the opposite left side multiple times and has performed well there. Now, if a more natural left-footed left-back is required, well, then the young Nuno...
Big Nuno. I think he's better, honestly. I think he might be better.
Of course, for the midfield. Unreal. Perhaps even rivaling the English and the German midfield, the Portuguese have João Paulinho, who will be the more defensive centre-mids, with Ruben Neves or Vitinha likely being his midfield partner, with Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva further up the pitch.
It's got to be Paulinho.
Excellent individual.
Paulinho.
And in fine form. Bernardo Silva is another
Bruno and
important
Vitinha,
player in the Portuguese
in my
squad.
opinion.
The Man City midfielder is one of the best midfielders in the world. Silva is one of the best technicians the Premier League has ever seen. He might
Facts.
be, in fact, the best player currently in the Premier League.
Oof.
Bernardo is unique. He's not a prolific goal scorer. He isn't the man to rely on to create the bulk of chances, but he's an orchestrator and works harder than anyone else in the squad. The Portuguese international is also one of the most skilled players of his generation, of course. Manager Martinez is a huge fan of Silva. Look at how intelligent he is at pressing, he said. He's a very intense player, recovers the ball, and immediately jumps into the offensive process. Bernardo uses intelligence to read the game. Bruno Fernandes is another one of the most important players in the squad. The Man United captain is known for his versatility and creativity on the field.
I think he had some of the most contributions in Euro qualifiers. Him and Mbappe, I think.
His impact on Manchester United since joining has been profound, earning him widespread admiration from fans and pundits alike. In the just concluded 23-24 season, Bruno was instrumental in his team winning the FA Cup and was also a shining star in the midst of Manchester United's dark period of form in the league. He ended the season with 10 goals and 8 assists.
18, that's good.
Speaking of United, we have to talk about the man. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest players ever, no denying it.
Facts.
He's also Portugal's all-time leading goal scorer, the highest goal scorer in European Championship history. The 39-year-old is without a doubt a great player, but given his age, his ability to play at the highest level has been questioned, especially since his move to the Saudi Pro League. Many believe he shouldn't be a starter for Portugal.
That's crazy.
At the highest level and also because of his age.
That's crazy. He's amazing.
Player Frank Leboeuf explains, "For me, Portugal are actually one of the contenders for this summer's European Championships. I actually think they can win the Euros, but only if Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't play.
Wow,
That's Cristiano starting, or even if Martinez wants to play more attacking.
That's crazy.
Back in an extra forward player, for example, Rafael Leo, João Felix, and Gonçalo Ramos can be trusted to deliver up front. Leo was one of the best players.
This guy don't watch Portugal. He don't watch Portugal. He just doesn't watch Portugal.
15 goals and 14 assists in 47 matches. He's currently one of the top wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues. What makes him stand out is the beautiful way he plays. Leo is one of the most feared attackers in Europe. João Felix is also a decent option to come from the bench, and Gonçalo Ramos is another Portuguese player who's been in good form as well. It's highly possible for these players to score important goals at the Euros, and the Portuguese team has many great playmakers like Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva. In our opinion, Portugal should opt with the 4-3-3 formation, with Bruno, Paulinho and Neves or Vitinha as the midfield three.
Okay.
Leo, Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva in the right if they want to field their best team. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below.
There's a few things I want to say. First of all, I do agree with this guy. I think Portugal is very, very stacked, but it's something I really want to say to people. For people that are saying that Cristiano Ronaldo should not start for Portugal at the Euro, you obviously didn't watch the Morocco game for Portugal at the World Cup. There's no aerial threat when Ronaldo's not on the field. And yes, Ronaldo is old and kind of at the back end of his career, but what are you going to play? Gonçalo Ramos, who barely started loads of games for PSG and wasn't as consistent as people thought he would be, or how he didn't get as much play time as people thought he would, or João Felix, on the other hand, who also was kind of in and out of Barcelona's lineup. So you would rather play someone that is not consistently playing over someone who is consistently playing and still breaking records and still scoring a lot of goals. And you might say, well, he's doing it in Saudi Arabia. He can't do it anywhere else. He was one of the top goal scorers in the European competition, if not the top. I think he was the top. And on top of that, if you watch Portugal's friendly against Ireland, the goals he scored looked like old school, vintage Ronaldo. So to say that Ronaldo shouldn't start for Portugal is kind of it's pretty bad, yo. It's bad to say that because the options that that Portugal have are amazing, and Gonçalo Ramos and João Felix and even Rafael Leao. None of them are, besides Gonçalo Ramos, a true number 9. Obviously Gonçalo Ramos is, but again, not getting consistent playing time and also not consistently starting for the Portuguese national team outside of João Felix. And you want to take him, who doesn't have all the chemistry with these players, and take out Ronaldo, who's a veteran. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. In my opinion, Ronaldo needs to be starting. In my opinion, if Ronaldo's not playing good by halftime, you pull him out. That's fine, and hopefully he's not mad about that. But at the end of the day, to not start CR7 is kind of crazy, especially after you saw what happened in Morocco when we benched him. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This reaction was an absolute awesome reaction. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit that big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as we're always dropping football videos. The Euros are coming, and we are excited. Can't wait for it, man. Hope you guys enjoy the Euro as much as I'm going to. Peace.